Okay, next one we look at the learning outcome 4.1b, sketch free body diagram, or the short form is FBD. So in the previous video, we have already learned how to identify the forces acting on an object. Okay, so the next step, after we identify, we need to sketch FBD. So FBD is very important because when we do calculation, we refer back to the FBD. So kalau FBD kita salah, calculation pun akan salah. So that's why it's important to know how to sketch FBD. Okay, so we look at the case here. Okay, so macam yang Miss cakap tadi, first step is to identify the forces. So apabila kita identify, kita lukis on the object, right? So when we lukis FBD, we cannot draw on the object. Kita kena draw di tempat lain lah. So first step is we draw a dot. So kita draw a dot here to represent the object. So dot dekat sini maksudnya satu objek lah. And then after that kita follow lah yang lain. So next one kita follow the direction of W, which is going downward. Okay, kena lukis arrow going downward. And then symbol W sama dengan mg. And then after that, normal going upwards direction and symbol. And that's it. That's the FBD for this one. Okay, yang penting lukis dot and then lukis arrow and symbol. Okay, next one is for the case incline plane. Okay, here I already identified the forces. Okay, so first of all, what you need to do, lukis dot, and then sebab dia adalah incline plane, so it's a bit confusing actually for incline plane. So that's why first step is after you lukis the dot, you lukis the direction for W, which is always going downward. Okay, dia mesti going downward. Dia tidak boleh macam ni ya. Kalau macam ni salah. Dia mesti direction dia always going downward. And then after that, kita follow lah. Kita follow. And ni macam ni kan. So it's going like this. And macam ni. And then F pula macam ni, which is 90 degree to the end. So like this. This is the F, and then opposite that one is the FK. Okay, lukis. Make sure dia sama dengan this one. Okay, so opposite is the FK. Friction, kinetic friction, and then what else? Don't forget to include this one, the arrow for acceleration. A is the acceleration. Maksudnya pergerakan tu adalah going here, going towards here. Okay, and okay, it is very important to lukis paksi. Paksi sebenarnya kamu kena lukis, but I don't want to be too detailed for this one. Okay, paksi dekat sini, we always assume paksi di mana normal force adalah paksi Y, dan this one adalah paksi X, dan paksi mesti dalam dotted line. Okay, kenapa kita kena lukis paksi ni? Okay, tu misalkan explain nanti dekat example. Okay, so that one is for incline plane. Okay, and then next one for the case when we have hanging object. Okay, so here we have only one object, so only one dot, and then first going downward is the W, and then after that you just follow. Kalau tension to the right, so you just follow this one, something like this. Okay, and that's it. This is the FBD. So yang paling penting simbol dan arrow. Okay, here don't forget equal to mg. This one pun sama untuk yang tadi, equal to mg. Okay, and then last one here we have for the case for pulley. Okay, so since we have two object, maksudnya akan ada dua FBD. Okay, kita tengok yang pertama dahulu. So lukis dot and then lukis W going downward. Okay, W1. since we have two different object. So apabila buat simbol W, kena label lah 1 for the first object. And then after that we have T1. And then yep, that's it for first one. Since dia adalah smooth, so we don't have friction. And then next one is for this one. So start with a dot, and then going downwards is W, and then letak label W2, and then friction, tension going upward. Okay, and okay, wait, I forgot one more thing here, because this one is a surface, so you need to include the normal one here. So masukkan dekat sini normal. Okay, so this is the FBD for the cast pulley. Okay, kita akan tengok dengan lebih detail dekat dalam example in the next video. Okay, now let's look at example 2. A box of mass M is pulled along a horizontal surface by a force FB. Apply at an angle theta above the horizontal. Assume that the surface is rough. Draw a FBD. Okay, so we are given the diagram here where it's already labeled the external force with an angle. Okay, so first step, identify the forces. So we have a normal force since it is on a surface. So normal force and then weight force, ni yang selalu adalah. And then since the keyword here, surface is rough, so we have friction force. So since motion dia adalah ikut external force, maksudnya dia kena tarik ke sini kan. So friction force will be opposite direction, which is on the surface. Dia mesti dekat surface. So that will be the friction force. Okay, FK. Okay, now we want to draw the FBD. So start with a dot. So start with a dot here, and then weight going downward, and then normal going upward. Okay, normal going upward, and then FK going to the left, and then F is at this direction, okay, FP with an angle. So this one kena dotted line because it is not a force, and then here is the angle. Okay, so I think yeah, that's it for example 2. We have normal, friction, weight, and external force, and don't forget to label the angle. Okay, next one, example 3. So a box of mass MA rests on a rough surface inclined at angle theta to the horizontal. It is connected by a lightweight cord which passes over a massless and frictionless pulley to a second box of mass MB which hangs freely. Okay, the system is at rest. Draw a free body diagrams of mass A and mass B. Okay, so we have two box here, MA and MB. So 2 box, 2 free body diagram, 2 FBD. Okay, so first of all, let's identify the forces. So this one, obviously, dia akan ke bawah, downward is the weight force. So WA, and then it is on the surface, so it is normal. And then we have a string here, so away from it, TA. And then the friction force, okay, since it is a rough surface, so friction force FS, since dia adalah at rest. So this one adalah soalan yang sama dengan dekat example 1 tadi yang kita bincang dekat video example 1. Okay, so that one is for the first box. Second one, MB. Okay, WB, and then tension away from the box, TB. And then what else? Okay, that's it. Okay, actually here the tension is actually the same because it is the same. Okay, tali yang sama sebab dia hanya dipisahkan oleh puli saja. So, tension dekat sini adalah sama. So, you can just leave it as T. Sebab nanti kalau kamu label TA and TB, you will get confused. You will assume that TA dan TB adalah value yang tidak sama. So, bila kita label dia sebagai T yang sama, maksudnya kita tahulah value kedua-duanya ni adalah sama. Okay, so now that we have identified the forces, so kita akan lukis FBD. So untuk MA, so MA here, okay, kita lukis yang senang dahulu, MB. Sebab MB ni straightforward. So start with a dot going downward, WB going upward, T. Okay, and then MA dekat sini sebab dia adalah dekat inclined plane. Okay, so we start with a dot. Actually, okay, don't start with a dot. Kita start dengan lukis paksi dahulu. So, macam yang Miss cakap sebelum ni dekat video 4.1, video explanation. So, apabila kita lukis paksi, kita akan assume dekat N, dekat normal force ni adalah y-axis. So, kita lukis y-axis macam tu. That one. And then, this one adalah x-axis. And then, axis ni mesti dalam dotted line. Dia tidak boleh line yang penuh. Okay, dotted line. Okay, and then after that, kita follow lah. This one adalah N. Normal force. Okay, normal force. And then, lepas tu pergi sini adalah weight force. Okay, weight force, remember always going downward. Sebab tu bila kita buat paksi X and Y ni, dia a little bit sengit kan. Sebab kita tidak boleh tegakkan dia. Kalau kita tegakkan dia, W ni dia akan jadi macam ke tepi. Which is wrong. Sebab gravitational force always going downward, not going to the with degree. Tidak sama. Okay, and then after that, Fs here. And then the tension force here. And then there's an angle here. Okay, angle dekat sini. Kamu just perlu ingat, kalau angle tu dekat sini, bermaksud dia adalah sama dengan angle dekat sini. Okay, always remember, if the angle here, meaning that it is the same angle as here. So, the angle here will be the same one. If this one here, dia bagi tahu 30 degrees, so maksudnya dekat sini pun 30 degrees. Okay, so that's it for the FBD for example 3. Okay, next one, we look at example 4. 3 blocks of masses M1, M2, and M3 are connected by strings and pulled by a force F on a smooth horizontal surface. Draw the forces acting on the blocks. Okay, so here, it doesn't say that we have to draw FBD. Dia tidak spesifik cakap kan, we need to draw FBD. But, any question, you need to draw FBD. So, apa-apa yang melibatkan forces, wajib lukis FBD walaupun dalam soalan dia tidak minta FBD. Dia tidak minta spesifik, draw the FBD. So, kita kena still lukis FBD. Okay, so now we have 3 block, M1, M2, M3. So, 3 blocks, meaning that 3 FBD. Okay, kita akan tengok each of this. Okay, identify each of this. So, yang paling basic adalah we have the weight force going downward since it is on a surface. So, we have normal force. And then, dekat sebelah kanan ni kamu nampak dia adalah connected to the strings. So, akan ada tension force which is away from the object. Okay, next one we have M2. So yang paling basic, W2, and then normal force, because it is on a surface, and then on the left side, it is connected to a string. Okay, as you can see here, since dia adalah string yang sama, so string yang sama, remember, the tension is the same. So maksudnya, yang connected to M2, tension dia adalah yang sama, T1 juga. And then here, it is the second string, so we label as T2, and then away from the object. And then last one, M3, so W3, on the surface, going upward is the normal. So since here is connected to the same string, so tension dia pun sama juga, which is T2. Tetapi dia akan jadi away from M3. And then we have external force here. Okay, and don't forget this one label juga, N1, N2, N3. Okay, so now kita akan lukis FBD. So start with M1 first. First of all, lukis dot. And then just follow saja. Kita ada W1, pergi atas, N1, and then pergi kanan, T1. And then M2, start with a dot, pergi bawah, W2, pergi atas, N2, pergi kanan, T2, dan pergi kiri, T1. And then last one, M3, start with a dot, going downwards, W3, going upwards, N3, to the right is external force. Okay, wait. To the right, external force. Why is it not on the dot? Okay, F, and then to the left is T2. Okay, so when you draw FBD, make sure you use ruler, yeah? Okay, so we have three block, meaning that 3 FBD.